Hey, my name is Liam. I'm from a band called Windwaker, and today we're going to be talking about the APRA Music Awards, and that we're so grateful to be nominated for.
Fantastic, Liam. Thanks for joining us today, brother.
Thank you very much for having me. Good to
My
chat.
pleasure. My pleasure. So, as you say, man, like Wind Waker are entering pretty much uncharted territory later this month when
Yeah.
you won five Australian representatives in the most performed hard rock heavy metal work category at the 2025 APRA Music Awards in Melbourne on April the 30th. So, firstly, congratulations.
Thank you very much. It's very exciting over here at Team Windwaker.
Yeah, I bet you did. But look, you guys, if you've played that many different places, you played with massive bands, you've done it all pretty much musically. But how is this going to compare on a scale like representing the Australian music industry? I guess.
I mean, it's honestly when we saw that we were nominated, it was honestly quite unexpected given the caliber of bands that we're up against. So I must say I'm quite honored to be considered next to some of these, pillars of heavy music currently in Australia. I mean, it feels terrific to be put amongst those names and to be a part of it. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the night. It seems like it's going to be a fantastic evening, and yeah, very much uncharted territory for us being recognized like this. So, yeah, very awesome.
Nice. And come the night, mate, April the 30th, on a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous do you reckon you're going to be?
Well, I haven't started writing a speech or anything yet, so I think once once that happens, my nerves will calm a little bit. But at this stage, very nervous, shitting myself, in fact.
Now, one thing I found a bit strange, mate, like the category is called the most performed hard rock heavy metal work. So does most perform mean that whichever one of you five bands played that song the most in
That's
12
what it
months?
sounds like,
Yeah,
doesn't it? That's
yeah.
that's the way that they seem to explain it. So yeah, I guess it's to do with either how much it's been performed live or maybe how much it's been played.
Oh, it's
Surely, yeah, I don't know.
a bit strange, isn't it?
Just yeah, it's they've got some way of calculating it over there at APRA. They've got all the numbers. I don't, but yeah, like I said, to be put against those to be put against all those groups for something like most performed hard rock and heavy metal category, it's yeah, crazy. Can't
Crazy
believe we've
indeed.
been played that much.
And you've actually been nominated for the song Sirens, which is from your second album, Hyperviolence. So do you personally think that's probably the best or most deserving song on the album?
I think so. I think with the I mean all of the songs on the album I think we would love to have be recognized in the same sort of way, but Sirens was definitely a clear contender for anything like this as far as like how many streams we've gotten compared to the rest of the album. I mean, all the songs are doing numbers, but Sirens has been one that's consistently stayed our top song. I mean, even when we put out the deluxe edition of Hyperviolence, and we put sort of a revamped collaborative sort of version of Sirens. Even that ended up becoming our second most played song at one point in
All
time. So
right.
we had Sirens and then Sirens 2.0, and it was just like, can you guys stream any other song of ours, please?
Now, I know black is the only color of the rainbow for metalheads, mate, but have you put much thought into what you're going to wear on the night?
I've got this. Ooh, I don't know. I like a classic navy blue suit. But I might have to go shopping a little bit. I haven't even thought about it yet. But I definitely want to put in a bit of put a bit of swagger into it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I've had a little bit of a thought. I thought about rocking up in a tracksuit actually. Thought that would be
Just to
quite
be
a
rebellious.
statement. I thought it'd be a statement.
Of course. Winston was there last year with Parkway Drive winning the award, and he handled himself like a true superstar that he is, mate. So have you called on him for any tips and fashion advice?
No, but I think I might have to now. Now that you mention it, I think I'm gonna have to call on him. Get some advice from the boy.
He did well last year. Like he was a perfect representative for like I sort of saw him after the awards were handed out, and I went over to say congratulations to him, and he had that many people wanting a piece of him, and he sat
Yeah,
there
I
and he
bet.
smiled the whole time, and he spoke to them like there was no like oh fuck get me out of here type thing. Like it was genuine. Really enjoyed it. He was a great ambassador.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, I mean, that's all I try to be whenever I go anywhere with representing heavy music. So yeah, hopefully I can continue on that tradition.
Now, I hate to use the term competing when it comes to Australian bands, mate, but in effect,
Oh,
you're up against the fellow Aussies making stuff up, Polaris, Speed, and Northlane. So tell me here and now, bro, why will Windwaker get the chocolates over all of them?
mate, we're just built different, just doing it different. No, like I said, for real. I mean, the bands that you've mentioned are all, pushing the genre and representing heavy music in their own way. And um, I mean, I hope that we can get the chocolates at the end of the night, as you put it. Just by the sheer catchiness of the song, maybe just by the sheer infectious nature of it, that it's, got a bit more of a broader appeal, hopefully. I don't know. But yeah, all I can say is I hope so.
I hope so. Now, you mentioned a speech before, bro. Like, are you planning on writing one just in case, or are you going to get up there and wing it?
Uh, my instincts are telling me that I should actually write one, but I think that like at this stage, I can't imagine pulling it out. So I might end up having to wing it. Maybe I'll have a few dot points. So it'll really test my ability to banter on stage. I
Yeah,
tell you that
well,
much.
I'll give you a little tip though, bro, because I was there last year. I'm going to come along again this year too, but it's not the right environment to stand up there and just go, fuck yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, no, no. I definitely won't do that. Spaghetti will fall out of my pockets before that ever happens. So.
Last year was the first time this category was included for hard rock and heavy bands, mate, which is awesome. But I noticed they still haven't asked one of the heavy or hard rock bands to play live on the night.
Yeah. Why is that?
I don't know. I reckon maybe Friends of Rom fucked it for everyone when they didn't have so much fun a few years ago.
Oh, really? Trust Frenzel to ruin it for the
Trusted to
rest of
ruin it
the.
for everyone, eh?
Oh my gosh. Still though, I would have loved to have seen them play that. That would have been mad. I reckon that's got to change. It's one of these years, I'd say. Like heavy music is having a renaissance, and in the popular music world, I think, and I think more representation's gonna come with time. I think we
Yeah.
just got to be patient.
And we got to behave ourselves this year.
Yes, be good ambassadors.
So all fun and stuff aside, go, bro. Like, how good is it to have our music finally rewarded and represented at a major music event like this, instead of just being, the bastard children of the industry?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's constantly been, you know, overshadowed by other styles of music, and obviously every form of expression is valid, and it's worth the screen time, but it's actually finally good to be able to see this renaissance happening, seeing that heavy music does have an audience, it does have an appeal, and it's only getting more and more recognized as time goes on, like I said. So hopefully, with time, more of that will come.
Yeah. And what do you sort of see the flow-on effects for the Australian heavy music industry moving forward?
Well, I think what we might see is hopefully more crossover between heavy music and other genres, and having it be a little bit more normalized and a little less taboo. I mean, it's one of the things we noticed a lot when we've been over in the States, performing, is, that, it's not as taboo in other places in the world. It's considered quite a popular form of music. And I don't can't speak from any experience from going to Europe, but like I know that audience is there tenfold too. So I think Australia is just catching up, and yeah, I hope to see a lot of more crossover. I mean, especially with what Wind Waker does too, as far as incorporating other styles. Hopefully that creates a bit of a bridge to cross over into other genres.
Yeah, beautiful. Now, Wind Waker have recently finished touring on the back of your latest album, Hyperviolence, mate. So, how were the new songs received live?
Yeah, absolutely incredible. You know what? I don't want to say unexpected, because like, oh, I just didn't know what to expect. Um, but then once we got up on stage, and we're opening with a song like Infinity, the energy was absolutely infectious, and honestly one of the best tours that we've done as far as headlines go. And it was really good to be able to play even some of the ones that have been out for prior to the album coming out that we haven't had the chance to play, like Tabula Rasa, for example. It's just like it's got this bouncy energy, and it's become one of my favorite songs to perform live. Um, and then I wasn't expecting it to be, from what maybe my preferences were on the track list. I was like really, really taken aback by, how much people, got into it and were bouncing and having a lot of fun. So, yeah, no, they were received very well.
Very, very nice. And you mentioned before the fact that you guys cross over genres a lot in your music, and
Yeah.
went another step forward on Hyperviolence. Like the press release said that the album showed the evolution of your fresh and exciting sound. Like, did the fans embrace that next movement forward from you guys on this one? You think?
I think so. I mean, I think there was a lot of people that this album was their starting point, so they might not have had anything to compare it to. But I definitely think that there's been a lot of support for this direction, and I think we're a lot more clear as to where we're headed moving forward. With newer music. Taking that feedback from getting to tour and play these shows, and seeing what works and what doesn't, and having a much clearer idea of how to execute that, and while still also keeping it fresh and keeping it true to us. So
Yeah.
yeah.
This next question might be a bit difficult to answer, bro, but
Mhm.
along those lines, like how much musical growth do you think Wind Waker's got left in you?
Um, I mean, I think we've still got a lot left in us because, at this stage, we haven't really had the opportunity to collaborate with not just other artists, but even just like other songwriters and producers and stuff like that. We've always kept it very in-house and DIY. And it's, gotten us up to this point, and we're still writing new music. And, as we've sort of changed lineup and the dynamics changed as well, that's, I think, also been a vehicle to keep things fresh.
Mhm.
So, like, we just finished a writing week in LA last week, working with some producers over there, and just writing. And this is the first time that we've written with our new standing guitarist, Justin, and he's slotted in so seamlessly. So I think there's still quite a bit left in the tank, I think, and that's only added tenfold by the prospect of collaboration and features and all sorts of things like that. So I mean, we're always trying to keep it exciting and in a way sort of a little bit uncomfortable for ourselves by trying new things. So yeah, no, we're always willing to experiment and keeping it fresh.
Right. Now, before you go, Liam, I got a new
Mhm.
segment I've started called Photo Bomb. So basically, before I speak to you, I'll troll through your social media and I come up with a few photos that I want to know a bit more about.
Sure.
But your ones are all pretty good. There's nothing too embarrassing in yours. But we'll start off on this one, man. This is obviously from a recent tour,
Oh
but
yeah.
what a great photo.
Yeah, shout out to Ophelia. She captures these moments so naturally and so seamlessly. So yeah.
Where
You
were
want to
you
know
there?
what was going on in this picture?
Where were you?
We were on our drive. So we had landed in LA. We picked up our RV, which you can sort of see in the foreground there. And we were on our 4-day trek to Minneapolis. And I think where we are there, I'm trying to think now because it was really early on. This was like one of the first 2 days, first 2, 3 days into the tour. We hadn't quite hit snow yet. And we are parked outside a gas station. And I don't know what we're doing. I think we're having like a food break or a snack break or something like that. So Indy and I, we bought a Vortex from Walmart, and that came with us every day of the entire tour. And it actually became a real good sort of icebreaker piece for us and the rest of the bands because all the rest of the bands wanted to get involved in a bit of game of catch. But yeah, you're at the moment sort of seeing the moment where Indy's about to catch one of my throws. So yeah,
That would have been awesome too, because it's your game and your throw thing. You could have
yeah.
set the rules, and every band had to do what you said.
I'm trying to think where we are. I think we might be in Arizona in this photo. I think it's somewhere in the desert. It's sort of in the sort of south in the middle.
Would have been a great experience driving across, though, bro.
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely love it over there in the States. And it's interesting because I think about how America and Australia, like geographically speaking, they fit into each other. Like they're very similar sized landmass.
Yeah.
Um, which you wouldn't think. You'd think that America was so much bigger, but it's just the population is like what 500% more. Like
Yeah,
it's
a lot
they've
more.
got like 360 million, and we've got 26 million or something like that. So it's like it's I don't know. Don't check the math on that, but it's yeah, it's
I
a
can't
lot
even count that
different.
high, mate.
Yeah. So, but the point being is that the drives that you're doing are similar to Australia, but you're stopping so much more frequently, and there's a lot more in between. And yeah, it's an incredible experience watching all the different environmental biomes just change as you hit a different region.
Yeah, wow, that's cool. And the second one I've got for you is this one, bro. Like, do signs like this actually work? Like, do you ever read them and do what you're told?
I think I'm trying to recall. I think that might have been a show where we actually did play trenches.
But was
I
it
think I
already on
was
the
one of
set
the.
list, or did you do it for that person?
Uh, I think it just so happened to be in the set list, but normally for those that are thinking about bringing a sign to to the shows, it generally doesn't work. It generally doesn't work because we've got usually a set time, and we've filled that time with songs. Oftentimes we don't have enough time to fit in all the songs that we want to play. Um, Trenches is one that I will always go into bat for. It's one of my favorites to play live, and there's no other song like it, but we haven't really had a show that felt like it was appropriate to do it. Maybe this last Make Them Suffer tour, but the guys were making an argument that like, oh, maybe it's not quite representative of what the rest of our sound sounds like. So
Okay.
we ended up taking it out for what it was, what our 25-30 minute set. But yeah, no, I love playing trenches. I love when people have signs. There was one person actually. I know this is a complete random aside, but we have like sometimes little things like people will write on their phone like a little message when they'll be at the barrier, and we had one in Seattle recently where they had this. I don't know if you've seen them. They're like these little dolls called Labubus. They're like little monster things. They're like these little soft toys. They you can get them at like those Pop Mart sort of spots, little
Yeah.
figurines. Anyway, they're very incredibly rare at the moment. And someone had brought one, and they said, "Can you perform the wall with my Labubu?" They'd written it on their phone, and I was mid performance, and I just grabbed it and I started doing all these kind of crazy things with the doll.
Oh, that's cool.
So anyway, yeah. So you can give us messages. It's probably the way I'm going to be able to like interpret and hear what you need to say as well. So
How the hell did you read it off their phone and then the audience told them off the phone? You
well,
must
they
have
were on the
guys.
barrier, so they just kind of had it written like this, and then they just started just pointing at it, and I eventually got my attention.
Fantastic. All right, Liam. Well, thanks very much for your time, bro. Best of luck at the
Thanks,
APRA Music
Kris.
Awards, guys. You'll all be deserved winners if you get it, but it'd be good to see you guys. You've done a lot of
Oh,
hard work over the
absolutely.
years, bro. It'd be nice to see it. But well, I'll see you there. I'll come up and we'll have a beer and say good day.
Please do. Thanks, Kris. Thank you for chatting with me.